Welcome to DCE Digital Learning. This is one more session, session number 8 in Unit 3 of the subject Accounting and Financial Management, which is a subject prescribed for third semester BCA. In this session, again, we'll learn something more about accommodation bills and even bills receivable and bills payable book. Here is a problem which we'll learn solving regarding accommodation bills. On 1/10/2002, that is 1st October 2002, there are two parties, observe X and Y. X drew a bill on Y for 5,000, right? X is drawing the bill on Y. That means X is the drawer, Y is a drawee for 5,000. Okay, this is one part. Then, and Y drew a bill on X for a similar amount. So here there are two bills. X is drawing the bill on Y for 5,000. So X is the drawer and Y is a drawee for this bill. And the other side, Y is drawing a bill on X for the similar amount. It is for 5,000 again. Y is drawing a bill on X. That means here Y is a drawer and X is the drawee. So don't get it confused. Here there are two bills on the same date, on the same date between the same parties, but for the first bill, X is the drawer, Y is a drawee. For the second bill, Y is a drawer and X is the drawee. Same amount, that is 5,000. Then both the bills being for a term of 3 months. So duration is also the same thing. Amount of the bill is also same and the duration is 3 months. So from 1st October 2002 plus 3 months plus 3 days. So it is 1st October, right? So October, November, December, January. So January 1st is 3 months. January 1st is 3 months plus 3 days means January 4th. So January 4th is the due date. Then both the bills were discounted with the bank at 6%. Then X drew the bill on Y. Y accepted the bill and gave it back to X. Then X went to his banker and discounted the bill at 6%. In the same way, Y drew the bill on X for 5,000 on the same date. X accepted the bill and Y received it, and Y discounted his bill with his banker on the same date at 6%. So here there are two problems you can understand because there are two bills. Then on the date of maturity, that is on the due date, Y met the bill. Yes, on the due date, there are two parties understood, I believe. Y met the bill. So Y honored the bill that is presented to him by X banker. X had discounted his bill with his banker, that was accepted by Y. So X banker presented this bill to Y for payment and Y honored the bill. So Y met the bill. So X bill, that is to which he was the drawer, that was finalized because Y honored the bill. Met the bill means honored the bill. But on the other hand, what happened to the other bill? X, however, notified Y because Y's bill is there. Y is the drawer of one more, the other bill for which X had given the acceptance. And after receiving acceptance from X, Y had discounted it with his banker. And Y's banker presented this to X on due date. What happened to that Y's bill? X, however, notified Y of his inability to meet the bill. X told Y that I am unable to meet your bill. Y had discounted with his banker, and Y's banker, when it has been presented to X, X told, I am unable to pay the amount of the bill, and Y, what he did is, therefore had to take it up. He had to take up the responsibility of that bill. And next, X paid Y rupees 2000. Then X told, see, I am not able to honor your bill when it is presented to me by your banker, and he told like, I'll pay you 2000, and he paid. X paid Y rupees 2000 on 4th Jan 2003. That is on the first due date. X paid only rupees 2000 on the due date, that is 4th Jan 2003. Then what about the remaining amount? Because the value of the original bill was 5000, and but X paid only 2000 to Y. But X accepted another bill drawn on him by Y at 2 months date for 3050. Okay, the value of the original bill was 5000. Then on the first due date, X paid Y only 2000, and for the remaining value of the bill, which is 3000, he requested Y to draw another bill on X, but for not for 3000 but 3050, 50 being the value of interest. Then X accepted the bill, this acceptance having been met by X on the due date. Then X gave acceptance on that new bill, and finally the period of the second bill was 2 months. So from 4th Jan to 2 months. From 4th Jan to 2 months means after January 2 months. So after January, February, March, and it is from 4th, right? So March 7th. March 7th was the next due date, and this acceptance having been met by X on the due date, so X made the payment, honored the second bill, and were asked to pass journal entries in the books of Y. Yeah, it was a good problem that we can learn solving and solve the sum, this particular sum. And here also solving the sum means only journal entries, because you have already understood problems in a bill of exchange chapter means only passing of journal entries, and normally of simple nature. And only one thing we need to understand and have a good foundation about in passing of journal entries is to have perfect knowledge of three types of accounts: personal, real and nominal, and the principles behind these three types of accounts, that is regarding debiting or crediting of those accounts. So if you are good at fundamentals of accounting, that is knowledge of different types of accounts and the principles of accountancy in debiting and crediting these three types of accounts, definitely this bill of exchange chapter will be much easy for you. So first let us solve that is past journal entries in the books of Mr. X, that is the drawer. First is on 1st October we have received the bill which is accepted, that is by Y. So we drew the bill on Y, Y accepted the bill. So we received acceptance. Bill is coming in, bills receivable account debited to Y's account, Y is the giver of acceptance. That is the first bill regarding. Then what about the second bill regarding? Second bill was drawn by Y on us and we gave the acceptance. So Y is a receiver of the benefit of acceptance, bill is going out, and that bill is for us bills payable. Y's account debited to bills payable account. And by now I think it's clear for you students, like any bill, any one bill will be having two names, bills receivable and bills payable, but depending upon the party to whom it has been referred. For the drawer, the same bill, he calls it bills receivable because the amount he will be receiving on that bill. But the same bill will be called bills payable by the drawee because he has to pay the amount on the same bill, right? Then the third journal entry on the same date is getting the bill discounted on which we have received acceptance from Y. So cash account debited, discount account debited to bills receivable account. So our bill which we had drawn on Y and we received acceptance, we are getting it discounted from our banker. So we have received 4,925, discount amount is 75 rupees to bills receivable is going out, that is to the hands of our banker. And how we calculated this 75 rupees? See, in the problem it is told discounting with the bank at 6%, right? So PRT by 100. What is the value of principal? Value of the bill 5,000 into R is a rate of interest, 6 by 100. T is time. What is the term of the bill? 3 months. And on the date of drawing of the bill only and receiving, drawing and acceptance of the bill only, it has been discounted with the banker. So full term of 3 months. So the calculation of the amount of discount is simply PRT by 100, which is 5,000 into 6 by 100 into T is time, 3 by 12, which comes to 75 rupees. Then on the first due date, which I have already made you learn the calculation of the first due date, bills payable account debited to Y's account, which is 5,000, being cancellation of the bill. What we did is we made a default in that is honoring the bill on which we had given acceptance to Y. So Y continues to be our creditor for 5,000. Earlier was also he was our creditor, but he now continues to be our creditor for 5,000. So we credited his account, and bills payable we received from Y's banker, which Y on which Y had received our acceptance and which was produced by him to his banker, and he had got his bill discounted from his banker. So bills payable account debited, we received it and we have not made payment to his banker. So Y's account is being credited, the reason being Y still continues to be our creditor. So being cancellation of the old bill. Then the next entry is regarding acceptance of the new bill, because on the first due date what we did is we paid Y 2,000 rupees because we had to pay 5,000 the value of the original bill, but we told him that see, we are unable to pay the value of the bill, that is 5,000. We'll do one thing, we'll give you 2,000 rupees now, and for the remaining 3,000 which is still due from us, charge 50 rupees as amount of interest, and give as an extended period of here he is asking January, February, March, 2 months period, and we'll settle the amount. So January 4th, that is the first due date, we settled him 2,000 rupees. Y's account debited to cash account 2,000 rupees we paid him, right? But for the remaining 3,000 plus 50 rupees added, we are passing here the second entry. Y's account debited, he is receiving acceptance from us on the second bill. Interest account debited 50 rupees to bills payable account. So Y's account debited, he is a receiver. Interest account 50 rupees is our expense, because it is because our default in honoring his bill, that is because we dishonored his bill, we have to meet this expense to bills payable account. The reason being a new bill is drawn on us for the remaining value of 3,000 along with the amount of interest 50 rupees, and we accepted the new bill. And finally, see the date of the last entry, it is on March 7th. because you can see in the problem, accepted another bill on him by Y at 2 months date. Right, 2 months we asked him the extended period of credit from the first due date. First due date is January 4th. From that calculate 2 months plus 3 days. So after January, February, March, 4th January plus 3 days means 7th. So on March 7th we honored his bill, that is the second bill which we accepted. So bills payable he presented to us and we made payment of 3050. So this is how we have to pass journal entries in the books of the drawer in case of this accommodation bill, but we had dishonored the original bill. Then we made part payment to him. We requested him to draw another bill on which we made payment on the succeeding or the next due date. Then the journal entries in the books of Y, that is the drawee for the first bill but drawer for the second bill, right? So on 1st October bills receivable account debited to X account because Y has drawn a bill on X. Y has drawn a bill on X on which he received acceptance. Bills receivable is coming in and X is the giver of acceptance, and at the same date the same thing happened in the reverse order because another bill is there which is being drawn on us and on which we gave the acceptance. So receiver of the acceptance is X. X account debited to bills payable account. Don't get it confused. Here there are two bills. For one bill X is the drawer and for another bill Y is a drawer. Then on October 1st, as soon as two bills are drawn by one person, then the other bill is drawn from one more person. The bill that we had drawn and we got it accepted from X, that bill we discounted with our banker. Cash account debited, discount account debited to bills receivable account. And the calculation of the discount is in the same way, PRT by 100, and the value comes exactly the same thing because discount rate is also the same, that is 6%. Then we have made we have met the bill that on which we had given acceptance to X. That means we have honored the bill which we had accepted, for which X was a drawer. So on the first due date, bill is presented to us from X's banker. So bills payable is coming in to cash account because cash is going out because we have honored the bill, right? Then on the same date, X account debited to cash account because being payment made to the banker on behalf of X, because X told he is unable to make the payment when it is being presented to him. That is the bill which happens to be our bills receivable and which we had discounted with our banker is presented to him on the due date and on which he is unable to pay. So we had taken the responsibility. So on his behalf we have made payment to our banker. So X account debited to cash account, but cash is going out, but X continues to be our debtor because he still has to pay us 5,000, the value of the original bill. Then on the same date, X paid us 2,000 and he asked for the remaining amount to draw a new bill on us, to draw a new bill on him, and which we have to oblige along with an extended period of credit. So we received from him 2,000 rupees. Cash account debited to X account, cash is coming in. Then to X account, and X is the giver of the benefit of 2,000. Then for the remaining amount we are drawing a new bill on him for which he gave the acceptance. Bills receivable account debited to X account to interest account. Here it is not for 3,000 but for 3,050. 50 is the amount of interest which happens to be an item of income for us, right? Then the last entry, just observe the date, it is not Jan 4th, it is March 7th, because it is 2 months extended period of credit we have allowed to X. So from Jan 4th add 2 months plus 3 days. So after Jan, Feb, March, 2 months. Then 4th plus 3 days means 7th. So March 7th we received cash from whom? X. So cash account debited 3050, and whatever the bill we had with us which was accepted from X, we are producing this or presenting this to X. So bill is going out from our hands to bills receivable account. And that is there are two more things which we need to know, a bit of it, bills receivable book and bills payable book. And I have told many times already, like the same bill happens to be bills receivable for one party and the same bill happens to be a bills payable for the other party. So in case of a single bill that is being drawn by the seller on the purchaser, the seller or the drawer of the bill calls it bills receivable because it happens to be his asset, because he is going to receive the amount on the bill, so he calls it bills receivable. That means on that bill he is going to receive the amount, and this happens to be his asset. So all those bills which he has drawn and on which he is going to receive the amount, all those bills he writes in a particular book. This is what we call bills receivable book. And the format of the bills receivable book will be like this: bills receivable book, and these many columns will be there, and where he has to record the details regarding his bills receivables. These are all will be his assets: number of the bill, date of receipt, date of bill, from whom received, name of the acceptor, ledger folio, due date of the bill, amount, and the remarks column, the last one, how it has been disposed, whether it is honored by our acceptor or whether it is dishonored, like that we have to write. In the same way, there is one more book called bills payable book, which we have to maintain in case we happen to be the purchasers for certain credit purchases transactions. And we call it bills payable because for certain transactions we happen to be the purchasers. That means purchases which we have done on credit. So those bills we call it as bills payable. That means some period of credit is allowed to us, and on the due date we have to pay the amount on the bills, and till now we have not yet paid, but it's definitely payable by us, and it happens to be a liability. So those kinds of bills related details will be recording in the book. This is what we call bills payable book, and the format will be almost the same thing except a few changes. Bills payable book format will be like this: number of the bill, date of receipt, date of the bill, by whom drawn, that means who has drawn the bill on us, name of the drawer, because here we happens to be the drawee of the bill, then ledger folio, due date of the bill, that is the date on which we have to pay, then what is the amount of the bill, and remarks, how we have disposed of the bill, whether we have honored the bill or whether we have dishonored the bill, or whether we have made part payment, and for the remaining amount whether we have requested our drawer to draw another bill and asking for extension of the credit period. So those things we have to write it in the remarks column. So this was the session about accommodation bills, and we solved a good problem on this accommodation bill, and we learnt even about bills receivable book and bills payable book. In case you want to have further readings on the same topics, you can refer this book, Dr. Accountancy, Dr. T.V. Raju and Dr. K. Sheshamurthy. Thank you.